If you're new here, my name is Lexi. I am a small business owner and I am just documenting, sharing my journey, sharing some tips, things that I've learned along the way. I think is going to be really great for those who are just starting out or need some help with the wholesaling process. I'm going to break it down today. I'm going to explain the wholesale process. How do you order product and then get it to your house? So I'm going to break that down for you today. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any more amazing content like this. Okay, so I actually wrote everything down. I have my notes so I can go step by step with you guys to share with you how this whole process works. So I know it sounds scary, but honestly, think of it like Amazon. You go online, you buy what you want, and it comes to your door. You're going to want to know what products do you want to sell and where can you buy those types of things. I really like Alibaba. That's kind of where a lot of people buy from. It's very, very common. There's also DH Gate, which is another great website. I do have one if you live in LA. I do have one that I typically buy most of my things from online. And I will have more about my vendors at the end of the video, but that's another route you can go. Or if you actually live near a physical wholesale type district, which for me is downtown LA, and that's where I go to just literally shop and buy products there. So those are two routes. Typically you can just go online or you can just go face to face and buy. There's also wholesalers in actually a couple neighborhoods out from me. There are warehouses that you technically can buy wholesale from. So you definitely just need to do your research. You can Google wholesale in your city to try to see if there's any wholesale people that will sell to you, or look up wholesaler and then the product that you want to sell. So wholesale lashes, wholesale hats, wholesale blankets. It doesn't necessarily have to be online. There are other options. I have a video where I have already really deep dived into this topic that shares with you step by step. I actually take you in the website of Alibaba and some familiar AliExpress type websites that you can actually go step by step with me. I show you the website and how to kind of vet and look to see what people are selling and how you can kind of get the best quality products, because you definitely want that if your name is going to be on it, especially. So it's really important to do your research and check out what there is to offer. Let's say you went on the website, you found some vendors that you like. You're going to want to reach out to them and actually communicate with them. You're going to say, hey, I'm looking to buy X, Y, and Z. Do you have any other variations? Do you have any other options for me? Do you have a price list? You can reach out to the vendors directly, which I highly, highly, highly recommend that you create that kind of rapport, familiarity. You just ask them any questions that you have regarding their products or shipping or anything like that. You can ask them directly. I do as well. I have another video on how to kind of avoid any scams or find the best vendors, because sometimes they will send you just bad product and they don't care. And it's definitely hard to return or get things sent back, especially when they're shipped overseas. So I have a video on that. But you're going to want to basically create a relationship with the vendor. And ideally, once you create a good relationship moving forward, if you need to buy back or buy anything from them in the future, it's a lot smoother process. So now you're going to actually go on the website and place your order. Here's where you want to lean on that relationship you've built with the vendor. You want to ask them about shipping. How long is shipping going to take? And let's say it's going to take you 3 months, but you find another vendor who's like, I can get that to you in a month. You might want to go with the one for the month. So it's definitely important to just shop around to see what there is to offer. But you're going to place your order on the website. Now, I know sometimes it gets a little tricky with payment online. I know Alibaba they allow you to use a credit card, but there might be a percentage charge on it just because your money is going overseas technically. So the payment sometimes looks a little funky, but just read the fine print. Make sure you're comfortable with all of the fees, everything that's included. Again, that's the shipping fees, any estimated delivery time. You just want to make sure that your payment is secure, and that if there's any insurance that you would like to buy, you can definitely do that at that point as well. When you do your payment, you're going to put in your shipping address. Now, for me personally, I actually have the vendors shipped straight to my house. I do not use like a P.O. box or anything, especially like, for example, my bestseller is my hair towels. That comes in ginormous boxes, so I would not ship that to like a P.O. box or something. Of course, I would say ship it somewhere secure. If you live in an apartment, maybe see if you can get something sent to a friend or something, a family member. But if you are buying like smaller quantities of stuff, then you can definitely get that shipped to you. But just keep that in mind, especially like I said, like for me, some of my orders are huge, so I will get that shipped right to the doorstep. And typically, sometimes you need to be there to sign. Just depends probably how much you bought and which carrier they're using. So just keep that in mind as well, because you definitely want to be there. You don't want your big orders hanging out at your front door waiting for you to come home, because you just never know. And that is probably one of the frequently asked questions that I get is like, do I need to use another party to get it shipped to my house? Do I have to get it shipped somewhere else? You can literally you're going to place your order on the site or however, and then it's going to come straight to your doorstep. You put in your shipping address just like you would on Amazon or Best Buy, any kind of like online store. It literally will just show up at your doorstep. So make sure all of your information is correct, because once it's in transit, it's really hard to reverse or get any edits or adjustments made. So I do have a couple of like frequently asked questions when I make these types of videos about wholesale, and I definitely wanted to get them out to you. So one of the questions that I get asked is, do you need a seller's permit or licensing to buy wholesale? Now that depends. There is like that website that I personally love to use. And that one, you do need a seller's permit. However, like Alibaba or AliExpress, DHgate, you don't. However, I wouldn't recommend reselling wholesale items if you don't have a license. You get what I'm saying? I definitely don't recommend you doing that. Next is if you can use this as drop shipping. Yes, technically you can. If you Now this is where it gets more complicated for sure. But for example, you guys know I love Shopify. So you can use apps on Shopify that will technically like drop ship items that you put in for the store, your store. You'll just like copy the link and put it through an app, and basically you can drop ship that way. I have drop shipped a couple things before. I personally have never had a problem with it. It works completely fine if you set everything up correctly. You can drop ship. So yes. And just a bonus tip, if you guys are interested in hair accessories, clothes, or anything like that, and you live near Los Angeles, or I would say a couple states out, maybe it probably would be worth it. I do have a vendor list that shares the place that I personally buy my hair accessories from. So this is like, oh, and my jewelry. I have some hats that I recently shared on there. I do have a list in case you guys are interested in purchasing my vendor list. I also do share some other tips as well in that. In my it's downloadable. I have more tips in there as well if you're interested. But I know some of you ask, well, I want your vendors. What vendors are you using? So there I definitely share what vendors I'm literally using for my hair accessories and stuff. So that's pretty much like 80% of my stuff right now is all from those vendors that's on my store currently. So I'm literally sharing with you guys where I'm buying my stuff. But that's all I have about the wholesale process. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below. And of course, if you have any other video recommendations, let me know as well. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.